Welcome to Foxborough's Conservation Commission meeting of September 22nd, 2025, the Gala Meeting Room. This meeting will be broadcast live and recorded by Foxborough Cable Access. With that said, I'll open the meeting at 7 o'clock. Do we have any public comments? I see none. Do we have some minutes you'd like to?
Sure. Yep. So I reviewed the minutes from the September 8th meeting. I have just a couple of comments. One is under the section on Lamson Road. In the second paragraph, it says the addition will be in a wooded area outside of the buffer zone on existing grass area. And I just kind of remember from a discussion, the part that's in our jurisdiction was grass area, but the addition itself I thought was
Out of our,
fully wooded.
yeah, yes.
It just, that sentence is a little confusing.
You can take out the wooded part, I guess. I mean, he was trying to say, was that the wood line or something?
Yeah, it just makes it sound like where they're building is all
Yeah.
grass, but I think the section that we're responsible for is grass, but the rest of it is actually wood. So just a little clarification on that sentence. And then on the, and then when we voted on the motions for that, you have it down as Rich being the person who
Yeah,
seconded it.
because I
but
copy over other things.
He
so.
wasn't here. I'm pretty sure that it was Peter.
Peter, okay.
I did like it, though.
It's good. Other than that, I found them to be accurate and thorough. Did anybody else have any changes?
No.
Then I'll make a motion to approve the minutes with those minor clarifications from September 8th, 2025.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. At 7:05, we have a request for determination. Peter, would you like to read the?
Sure. Pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, S40, Wetlands Protection Act, Foxborough's Wetland Protection Bylaw, Chapter 267, the Conservation Commission will open a public meeting on Monday, September 22nd, 2025, at 7:05 p.m. in the Gala Meeting Room. Foxborough Town Hall, 40 South Street, via Zoom, on request for determination of applicability filed by Morse Street Management, LLC, for the demolition of an existing residential structure at 131 Morse Street, Assessors Map 149, Parcel 4, within 100 feet of a wetland resource area. The application is available for public inspection at the Conservation Office at Town Hall. The notice can also be found on Massachusetts Newspaper Publishers Association website at masspublicnotices.org.
Thank you, Peter.
Good evening to the board. My name is Kevin Gano with Northeastern Consultant Forestry Services, having an address in Lowell, Massachusetts, representing Morse Street Management LLC regarding the request for determination of applicability. We had gone out and done some preliminary BVW lines only on a section that's the closest proximity to the residential structure that they want to remove. The whole property is contained within the riverfront area. The whole property is contained within floodplain. There's also buffer zone. As you guys know, with the history of it, it's been there. So I don't know if you've had a time to review the packet, but the assessor's records list a single-family residential structure that was built on the property. They listed as 1978. However, the survey plan that's in your packet indicates that that structure's been there since 1973. Where it is a general industrial site, it's not conducive to residential, and my client would like to remove the residential structure. His insurance company also will not cover having a residential structure in the general industry.
All right. I visited, I think Craig has visited the site. We have no problem with taking it down. We just have some concerns about protecting the wetlands, the riverfront area and all.
Absolutely.
So, could you tell me do you have plans, how do you anticipate removing the building?
Sure. On the building, it's going to be an excavator with dumpsters. It's going to be only on the paved driveway access. The dumpster will be right next door. The only place the excavator can set up is on the right side of the building, because the rear of the residential structure closest to the industrial and the left side of the structure, as indicated in the packet, is all part of the septic system. So there'll be no equipment going on except for the right side of the building, and then in front of the building, excavator will be crushing it and putting in a dumpster. We suggested that along the driveway portion closest to the wetlands, a silt sock be installed at the edge of pavement. Every day, any debris that's dropped that didn't end up in the dumpster needs to be placed in the dumpster and removed from site.
Okay. That was my concern. Craig, you wanna?
Yeah, I'm curious about the foundation.
Absolutely. The foundation is a slab. We're taking it down to the slab, and the slab's going to remain in place. There's going to be no excavation of the slab at this time.
Great.
And what about the existing septic system?
It's being used. The house and the industrial building are both sharing the septic. So all that involves is the plumber will cap off the residential side, but it's still an active septic for the industrial building. On the survey plan in '73, the industrial building actually had a cesspool, which is now under pavement. I believe it was removed long ago, but it actually was a cesspool before the septic system.
Okay.
There's no signs of asbestos in the building at all.
No, there was no signs of that, or the lead. They did the testing on that.
They looked at
Yes,
the paint too.
because it was occupied up until the end of last year with residential people.
Okay. It's quite the spot.
How was this residence heated? Was it oil, or was it natural gas, or was it electric? Because I'm curious, what I'm wondering is there an oil tank that needs to be taken out and disposed of?
I don't believe there's an oil tank. I can double check and get that answer to you. I believe it was electric and just like air conditioner, but everything's been, shut off to that building for a while. And I thought there was a gas line at one point too that was shut down.
Okay. I mean, that's obviously the one thing we worry about, spills. That's the one thing I
Right.
can think of that might spill, so if we could just be certain about that's not,
I can find that out, send a letter to the commission. Obviously, they would need a permit from the fire department to remove an oil tank anyways.
right? Okay.
Anybody else? Any comments? Somebody want to make a motion then?
Make a motion to have a negative finding for 131 Morse Street.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We'll have that signed and get out to you shortly.
I thank the board for their time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Stay away. That sheet is going around. You want to read the 710?
All right. Pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, S40, Wetlands Protection Act, and Foxborough's Wetland Protection Bylaw, Chapter 267, the Conservation Commission will open a public hearing on Monday, September 22nd, 2025, at 7:10 p.m. in the Gala Meeting Room, Foxborough Town Hall at 40 South Street or via Zoom, on a notice of intent filed by the Foxborough Department of Public Works for the construction of a PFAS water treatment plant with associated pavement, grading, utilities, and stormwater improvements at 11 Lamson Road, Assessor's Map 48, Parcel Number 9. Portions of the proposed work lie within 100 feet of a resource area. The application is available for public inspection in the Conservation Office at Town Hall. This notice can be found at Massachusetts Newspaper Publishers Association website, MNPA, at masspublicnotices.org.
Okay, we have received notice from our Department of Public, yeah,
You want me to read,
what's that?
you want me to read it?
Sure.
So DEP reviewed the application and sent back a list of their concerns. So Chris Gallagher, Director of Public Works, sent over, based on DEP comments below, TM Bond is going to revise the plan so there will be no proposed work within the 100-foot wetland buffer or 200-foot riverfront buffer. I believe at this time we will withdraw our NOI without prejudice. Thank you, Chris Gallagher. So you need to accept the withdrawal, make a motion to accept the withdrawal without prejudice, and then
Make that motion
it'll be a done deal.
to accept the withdrawal without prejudice for 11 Lamson Road. Notice of intent.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None?
Why would they do that? They only need an RDA.
Oh, they are going to, yeah, okay.
They've had these other projects where they're in the riverfront and buffer zone, and they really never received comments like that.
I don't know what the DEP said. I didn't get a copy of
Well,
it.
she just said that.
It said a lot. There's a lot of concerns, and they're under a tight deadline to get this done by
Yeah,
October
I know.
2nd. So I think they probably can't do what the DEP wants them to do, so they're just gonna rework where the building is because of the SRF funding.
So,
Sounds good.
And I'm just saying that all the other projects that are in the buffer zone or riverfront,
yeah.
we never heard comments like that from DEP.
I don't know, maybe there's a new sheriff in town at the DEP, who knows?
The other applicant, I believe, Bay Colony did, like the Oak Street wells, and
That's why you didn't get any comments.
there you go.
So we have an issue down at Eisenhauer Lane subdivision with some excessive tree clearing. Mr. Buckley.
Hi, Mr. Chairman, good evening. For the record, my name is Bill Buckley from Bay Colony Group, and I'm here representing the applicant, Mr. Eisenhower. Also with me this evening is Lauren Gluck from Pear, and what I'd like to do is, Lauren's gone down and looked at it, and she's actually going to be doing the work for the restoration, so I'd like to just turn it over to her if you don't mind.
Certainly.
Absolutely. Good evening, everyone. So last week, Bill briefed me on the events that have gone on, the unauthorized additional clearing in addition to what had been permitted with the 5-foot wide drives on 1 and 3 Eisenhauer. And then today I actually had the opportunity to do a really quick site visit. I didn't collect too much data, but I took some quick measurements while I was in the neighborhood and also talked to Mike a little bit to get a better understanding of the work that went on. So I would like to share my screen to just show you what my findings were from those areas. And I'm not sure which board members, if any, have been to the site. So I did include a couple photos of what I saw. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, yep.
Okay. So this is the parcel it's lot 1, which I believe is going to be designated as 4 Eisenhauer Drive. So this one, there was a slightly wider swath of clearing than was shown on the plan. So there is a 5-foot path shown on the approved plan. They did about a 15-foot wide stretch of clearing, although I did speak with Mike about the tree clearing, and he said that the amount of trees removed was in accordance with the plan, but clearly there was also some understory clearing. And I explained to him that, clearing doesn't just include trees, it includes these shrubs and saplings and things, which are especially more dense as you get closer to the wetland and closer to the bank of the pond. So you'll see there's quite a bit of understory to the left and right of the path. There's a lot of sweet pepper bush and high bush blueberry in there, and then it just abruptly stops. There are some seedlings kind of coming in on the margins of this pathway here, which is about 15 feet wide, 15 to 17 feet kind of at the widest in this area here. So what I'm suggesting, which we will present a formal restoration plan at a future meeting, we just didn't have time to develop that yet or collect all the data, but we would propose to restore that understory at a reasonable width that will allow them use of that path while, replacing the vegetation that was lost on those margins of that area. Now, you might see, so there is some mulch. So this is wood chips from trees that had been removed from the site that were kept on site. And actually, it does appear to be stabilizing this area fairly well, and it's, native material to the site. You can get a better view. This is down at the lower end by the pond bank. You'll see some of the vegetation clearing, but also some of it's coming back, and the wood chips there. There's some sediment controls in place. I believe that Mike would like to keep the wood chips in place if possible. And then I will show you the other site, which was a little bit more clearing on this one. So this one is number 3 Eisenhauer, lot 3. So for this one, it was about more like 30 feet wide of clearing. Whereas just like the other, it was intended to be a 5-foot wide pathway with just some minor pruning along the edges. Again, I think that Mr. Eisenhauer may have misinterpreted clearing to just mean trees, and that the shrubs may have been more like he viewed that as pruning. And I explained to him, any removal of the native vegetation beyond the limits approved is going to be frowned upon and should be replaced. So I was thinking a similar thing. And I have just started kind of sketching on the plan here. You'll see these shrubs. This is just kind of what I was thinking to restore these areas, to maintain the path down, and then replant the margins with that understory vegetation. And just from what was growing out there, I'm thinking high bush blueberry and clethra that seem to dominate the understory throughout the site. Also, the location of this was just sketched in from a site visit. This was sent to me by Bay Colony, and then I tweaked a little. So we don't know the exact limits of clearing at this point. We are going to run back out there and survey those limits so that we have the correct location on the plan and we know the exact dimensions that need to be restored. So again, I would say we would do the plantings from the bank up to the 25-foot zone on either side of that pathway, and leave that mulch in place. That's what we would propose to do. So if anyone has any questions about my site visit today, I'd be happy to answer them. And then we'll be going back out at a later date to collect more data. So if anyone from the commission wanted to meet me out there, I'm more than welcome to talk in person on the site.
Yeah, first question, how thick is that mulch? Is anything going to be able to grow through it, or does it need to be cleared out?
There's already stuff growing through it. So he said that it was put there earlier in the summer, so June, I think. And there's already, you can't really see exactly what shrubs they are, but there's already things growing through it. I think it's just a few inches. But if it were more than that, I would certainly recommend stripping some of it down, at least on those areas that need to be planted.
Yeah, I think it would be better to get it down a little bit. As you're the professional, but I'd hate to see it, any, understory stunted by the
mulch. The cover.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable to remove some of it along those side areas. But, I think that keeping it along the pathway and maybe the marginal areas of the pathway, if that was agreeable to the commission, I think that's what he would like to do. But I think it would make sense to take some of it off the sides there.
I would think you're going to keep it along the pathway. It would be within the 5 feet that you were authorized.
I'd like to make a clarification there. On this lot, nothing was authorized by the Conservation Commission or an agent. As was written on the plan, final design and location of the patio, pool house, and pool to be approved by the conservation agent. And secondly, final decision and location of the stone path and dock to be approved by conservation agent. That's the way it was left after the public hearing for this, because we were told that the new owners really just wanted to get the house in. They really weren't sure if they wanted to have a pathway or a dock out there. They weren't sure where they would want to have it, never mind the pool, patio, that influences the fill that's going to be filling up a good portion of the buffer area to the 25-foot no activity line. That's the way it was approved and the way the order of conditions was written based on the second plan that was submitted by Clem, right? Yeah, so he was here for that, and he agreed to that. It seems like what you are doing here in restoring it hasn't been approved. Having a pathway or having a dock of the water and the other parts. I mean, no one submitted a modification of the original order of conditions. They just completely bypassed us and blew us right off. Sorry to say that.
You're right.
But if you look at the plan, it's very clear. And they could have called up the office, and if we didn't have age at that time, you know, a couple of us would have gone out there. Diana would have notified Bob and someone else, and we'd go out there and meet with anybody. And
There's no excuse. We're not making excuses. You're right. That was exactly how, what you just said is exactly how it was laid out to you from the hearings. You're right.
And on the previous lot, we spent quite a bit of time with Clem and the developer, and a few of us out there in the field locating that path, only to be 5 feet wide with minimum amount, maybe 2 trees to be taken down.
So what do you propose? What are you thinking? You want them to do an amendment? You want them to file an after-the-fact notice of intent with a restoration plan?
I think you have to for lot 3 because formally it was not approved anything of these activities
Okay.
by the commission.
Yeah, I'd like to see a full restoration plan too, because,
Yes.
I mean, this is outright, you know, defiance of the order. Should be
And
put back.
it looks like they cut more on the first lot to get down, the location of where that path is.
On this lot number 4?
Yeah. And what's that ridge part
Yeah.
that sticks down there?
What's the what part?
See
Sorry, I
that
have a loud household with bedtime right now. Can you say that again, please?
The, see the part that's partially a rectangle?
This part?
No? Keep going. No.
This
In
dock?
black, Laura.
Up
To the left?
towards the land.
That.
Here?
That was on the original plan. That was on the plan that you approved.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yes. So the changes on that plan you're looking at are in the red.
Yeah. And this, again, this is approximate based on my visit today. Hasn't been surveyed in or anything. But I did measure it in a couple spots, and it was 15 to 17 feet wide from the edge of the understory disturbance to the other edge.
I don't remember seeing that. Because Clem located all the trees we talked about in the
Yeah.
path, and then
Yep, it's on there in red. So there's the in red. Yep. That's, the plan that was approved, it does show that. It's dated, January 14, 2025.
so we went through all that work, working in the buffer zone, laying out the path. Then now we got this area that is pretty much wiped out, right? That rectangular area?
Yep.
In the red, in the
The
red.
red.
hatched,
In red, yeah.
yes.
The red. So it's the 5 feet, and then, so I would say probably about 5 feet on either side of that was disturbed.
Is it supposed to be a straight shot? I wasn't here for this meeting. straight shot to the,
Well,
No, it had crook in it.
it curved a bit,
normally we do.
yeah. Because I hate straight shots
Yeah, you know, at the water.
for water flow, yeah.
And wasn't there a location just outside the 25-foot for the removable, to store the dock if it's not permanent?
Yeah, it's right there.
This little bump out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That might be over here. I didn't get a full shot of it. This is more focusing on in the buffer looking down toward the 25-foot. So it's beyond where it would have turned.
So we would do it for both lots, 3 and 4, a restoration plan, and then on lot 3, modify that, the plan that we did for you to show that new location for you to consider, if it was, that's an acceptable location. I think the best thing would be to go out and meet Lauren out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
What
agree.
does your time frame look like, Lauren?
Well, I've got a lot of field work this week, so I'm going to have to take a look. I could, I could potentially get out there tomorrow
revised
toward the
plan.
end of the day,
Who did that?
like 3.
So this is,
Yeah, like tomorrow afternoon. Wednesday would be difficult. Thursday, potentially difficult. Friday, I could do morning, like early to, like probably 8:30, 9.
I hate to look at my phone during the meeting, but it looks like there's going to be
It's okay.
rain most of the week. So I would say
Yeah.
hit Tuesday as early as possible at 3 o'clock.
I can't do it. I'm
Okay.
babysitting.
Yeah, let me just double check. I have to just oopsie, you don't need to see my teams. Yeah, let me just check. Tuesday. Yeah, I don't think I have anything at the end of the day, so I'll double check on that for you. Yeah.
Can you make,
3 o'clock
Tomorrow it looks like I could do after 2 o'clock.
okay. Set the time and we'll meet out there tomorrow.
Okay. So tomorrow, Bill, did you want to be out there too?
Probably not, but if you need me there, I will be.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just,
Okay.
I'll just be looking.
Yeah, just, well, we can talk offline, but just, I wasn't involved with these filings, so, but I can look over what was sent over to me, the orders of conditions and everything. So I can brush up beforehand. Yeah, why don't we plan, if 3 o'clock works,
Yep.
that would probably be the best time tomorrow.
All right.
Okay.
Anybody else have any?
And,
I can set up another time. Laura? Is there another time I could set up with you?
Well,
another time,
Friday, maybe?
like a separate meeting?
Well, I can't do Tuesdays and Thursdays because I babysit.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at my schedule. I might be able to do, well, no, Wednesday I can't do. It might have to be the following week, honestly, because I'm trying to fit in other pieces like a puzzle into my week, and I have to make time for a lot of things this week. So I could possibly do next week if that works for you.
Monday's okay.
I don't work on Mondays, but I could look at it potentially. I'm home with my
Okay.
kids on Mondays and Fridays.
let's see how it goes tomorrow, and I can fill David in.
Okay. Okay.
Because there'll be 3 of us out there, 3 sets of eyes anyway. So,
Okay.
Now, just question is, what type of plantings are we going to be putting in there? Good-sized trees, and not just, not the 2-year-olds and that, but I mean, something that has height?
Well, you guys can decide when you do your walk with Lauren.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like too many trees even came out. I'd have to go back in time and look for this 30-foot one here, but I think the big thing is going to be a nice, robust understory that's really going to stabilize the bank area. So I was thinking some, nicely spaced clethra, high bush, maybe another shrub in the mix, a couple trees if we need them on this wider one, but they're pretty narrow areas on the other one.
Okay. I should have asked Craig, can you be out there at 3? Come on.
I don't believe I can be there at 3 tomorrow. I have another meeting. I think at
OSRP?
yeah, I think at 2:30.
Yeah.
I might be able to be there.
I could push it to 4 if that worked better.
That would work for me.
If that works better.
Yeah,
Or like 3:30 or 4, whatever.
Okay.
Pretty
Make it
flexible.
4 then.
Okay.
Any other comments or anything till we get? So we'll continue the discussion at a later date after the
Sounds
meeting.
good.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk tomorrow with this, on the scope of work, what Lauren's schedule's like, and we can either come back on the 9th, whatever the first meeting in October is, or it'll be the second meeting.
Okay. Yeah.
We also want to
October
get the
6th.
stuff planted too.
Yeah. Well, we're in a good planting time.
Right. Yeah.
Great.
So we got 2 plans that have to be modified eventually.
Well, the one plan definitely has to be modified, and that other one, Lot 4, we need a restoration plan.
Okay.
So Lot 3, we need to modify that plan because that was part of the order. If that's going to be the new location, and a restoration plan, and Lot 4, a restoration plan. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Yeah.
A robust.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, well, you decide out there, you decide.
You just had too many of these, especially on the pond.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow at 4.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks,
Lauren.
Good night.
Diana, you want to update us on the deck staining at the?
So Tony from Facilities came to me and asked if we wanted to do a second coat of the stain at the Lane property. He would buy the stain, and he has the same guy who'll do it. I think they fixed all the boards that had to be fixed, and it would cost $12.50. And he would do it on a weekend when there's nobody around.
Okay. All right, same color, basically.
Yeah.
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 Makes sense.
Just because it's
I know.
better to have the second year,
Yeah.
The first year it absorbs into it, second year, I guess it would help it.
Okay.
Eventually, he says we'll need to replace the whole thing. But that's a very long-term capital improvement. I don't know where you're getting the funding project. So for now, we fix it up and
Okay.
make everybody happy.
Very good. All right. Anything else?
I have a few things. First of all, on the algae in the Parcel Reservoir,
Yep.
I don't know if everyone knows it, that's turned out not to be the dangerous kind, but we're still trying to flush it out.
Okay.
There was one kind that we would have posted, the Board of Health would have posted notices for people, especially with small dogs. Apparently that there's a certain algae that would be harmful to them.
Now, they've started flushing, have they?
Yes, they have, yeah.
Is
It's
it
low.
making any difference?
No, not a whole lot, not as of last week anyways.
Okay.
We need the
The,
rain.
What's that?
We need the rain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hopefully we'll get it this week.
We also have, when I was down there at Kirsty Point,
Yep.
there is a abandoned dock that looks like it's been there for ages up on the shoreline. Now, I don't know if we had an issue where we have a dock that has the foam in it
Oh, yeah.
that was depositing the foam all over the reservoir. We've never really identified that person or that dock that's causing the issue. Craig, if you want, I'll try and dig up the location I thought it was. John had thought it was a different house.
Oh,
Which is
okay.
why he was going to go down and do it, but I don't think he ever got a chance to do it.
Okay.
Take a look at it. But that other dock is there, and it's just halfway on the shore, halfway in the pond.
Oh,
But I don't know how you'd get it out of there. I mean,
Right.
I take it it's a wooden dock,
it's a wooden dock, yeah, that's just.
heavy
rock.
as,
Huh?
heavy as can be.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it's going to be an easy pull if we ever can even get anything down there, because there's trees in front of it. There's no real big path unless you brought it out on the water, brought it around to the point.
Oh,
But, and I don't, I assume no one's claiming it, but. there's been-
unfortunate.
Does it look like somebody just dragged it over there and deposited it?
No, it looks like it broke away and it's just crashed against the shore. I don't know if it could even be something associated with,
Eaton's.
yeah, Eaton's or the Fish and Game.
Could we take a look at it tomorrow after,
Yeah,
since we'll be on the
all
reservoir
right, yeah, that would
already?
be good, yeah, sure. The other thing is that Beaumont Pond, they had gotten the permission from us to strip the dam, if you remember?
Yeah.
And that was on condition that they were going to put the dam in within the 3-year period. Well, I believe the 3-year period has expired and nothing has happened.
Oh,
That was our concern at the time, right?
Right.
Was that
Yep.
they
Right.
had waited so long and then they were like, no, we really aren't going to get it done.
Right. They don't have they didn't have the money at the time,
Right.
yeah. Again, I'll resurrect that and
okay.
bring it to Craig, and I don't know if we want to invite them in. I don't know how close it is to it, whether they can just renew it. Hate to have them spend the money to
Yeah.
redo the whole thing, but it may be past that time at this point.
Well, there's
The 2-year permit extension
Yeah.
act.
There was another one of those Permanent Extension Act things, so there, if it probably is extended for another 2 years.
From when? From 21?
If it was to expire, I think between January 1st of '23 and
I think
January
it's 23, yeah.
1st of '25, I think, that window?
I think it's June or July. I'll look. I think it's July of
What year?
25.
25.
Maybe extends to December 31st of this year.
I'll pull out the
Was to
documents.
expire, yeah.
Yeah, there was an extension, it adds X amount of days to,
So it was an automatic extension because of COVID?
automatic extension for everything.
Everything.
Any permit for anybody
Yep.
was automatically
Okay.
extended, not just conservation, all
I
of
know
them.
their money's tight, and it would be,
Yeah.
if we can avoid having them have to resubmit the whole thing.
And they wouldn't have to come in for it. It just automatically extends it
It
out.
does it automatically. But it's only through January 25th?
Gotta check.
I don't remember what
Yeah.
exactly, I have the paper upstairs.
Okay,
so it's,
all right.
Okay, that's what it's on.
You know, concerning the dock, Fish and Game has a ramp there that if it could be gotten over there, maybe Chris or in his tree and park department people could haul it out of the water to
Yeah,
dispose of it. I'm pretty sure it's probably got barrels underneath it.
Problem, it may. Problem is, it's not floating. Half it on dry land or the pond where it's
Right.
gone down. So you couldn't push it like it's floating in the water. But we'll look at it when, yeah.
I would talk to Chris because I think he could come up with a solution, one way or the
Yeah,
other.
all right.
Are there any more boats in the water?
Most of them got them out from what the NRC was able to determine, got them out in time.
Good.
But it was low already even prior to them doing
Yeah.
it, which is why it really hasn't flushed.
So it says, under the Permit Extension Act, any permit or approval from a government entity concerning the use or development of real property, including any environmental permits in effect or existence between January 1st, 2023 to January 1st, 2025, is now extended for a period of 2 years, in addition to the lawful term of the approval.
So it's not ending in January,
Right, it's in existence.
it's within existence, I got you.
Anybody,
okay.
yeah,
All
so
right.
it existed in that time period, so it's got an
All
automatic
right, good,
2-year
good.
extension.
All right, that was about it, other than, didn't Cohasset Lake,
Cocasset.
they just do a drawdown, or they just did something that didn't come, we had spoken to them the last time with
Yeah.
them, and they were supposed to come in before they did things. I don't know if they spoke to anybody in the
Yeah,
committee, or,
no. That's a private, that whole thing is private, so I'm not sure how much control.
well, we would have any treatments they do to it. Beaumont Pond is private too,
Yeah.
anyways. That's all I had.
All right. Anybody else? Do I hear a motion?
Well, I have a couple,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, no worries.
Speak up quick.
Earlier today, there was a pre-construction meeting at the MBTA additional temporary platforms. The erosion control barriers are installed. It was all it's cleared, and they did a pre-construction meeting so that they can start stumping, removing everything, and begin construction. So they still have to sign a certificate of understanding, but then after that, it should be good. And then also, I believe tomorrow is a pre-construction meeting for 147 Chestnut Street. They have cleared the lot and also installed silt socks, and they cannot begin construction until there's a pre-construction meeting, so.
Okay. Now, that's the one that's next to the Ahern School.
That's correct.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
And how about 130 Morse Street?
130 Morse Street was also cleared without our knowledge. That is something we've been in contact with the owners, trying to see what's going on there with that.
Can you set up a meeting with them?
It's currently, I believe, a sale is ongoing, and so, but yes, we can.
Because they have, that's the one that is near the Mansfield line that had piles of dirt on it, and they used to store some vehicles, and then
Yeah.
I think
Changed ownership
it
a
changed
couple of
ownership.
times.
Every time we
Originally,
look at it, it
yeah.
changes ownership.
And then all of a sudden, all the vehicles that were being stored there or being used were gone. And then all of a sudden, just, I would say maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks at most, all the piles of dirt were leveled. Even the dirt that was on conservation land, a little bit on conservation land, it was all removed. No sign is up. No one came in to talk to anybody per their permit. And no erosion controls are up. And it's just left now, pretty well flattened out, and they have for sale sign on it for at least a week, 2 weeks. So there's one or two entities there that are not complying with the recorded order of conditions, and never mind the fact they probably didn't even read it. And understanding the plan, because that's a riverfront area too.
Yep.
So we spent a lot of time on that one.
There's a real estate agent who keeps calling someone that's very interested in it, and they want to use that old plan. They want to use remember Bill had come in and got an extension on the order of conditions, so they want to use that order of conditions. But then they talk about changing the building, and then they talk about not changing the building, and then they talk about parking vehicles there, and then they talk about, so I don't know. It's some person from, who has some kind of a transportation business.
Oh,
So they wanted to just make the building bigger. We could use these plans and just put a bigger building, and we said, no. Well, they never went for site plan to planning, so I don't even know if that proposed building met zoning, because they never got that far. They only got the order of conditions from conservation, so who knows?
shall we call it influx?
Yeah, but they keep calling like every 3 days with another idea of how they can get it done. And they're frustrated that we won't let them do what they want to do in order to complete the sale.
And they haven't complied with what's shown on the plan.
No, that's for sure.
And they cut down some of the trees that were, I think, where they were going to be removed anyways, but no limits of work, fencing up, no silt socks,
No, nothing.
nothing. Oh, no, caution tape, the yellow black caution tape. That's what they use for the limit of work.
Okay.
A few marks. All right.
Okay, anything else? Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to close the meeting.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? None? Thank you, one and all.